What's up, you guys? This is JYoungGo2 back with another video, and if you saw the title, then of course we are talking about Davion Mitchell. He's really, I've been seeing so many guys in this draft class, and it just blows my mind on how deep this class is. It's really, truly just deep. Like, I've never seen a draft class with so much talent like this one we've seen in a very long time. And Davion Mitchell is just another example of a guy who is going to be another gem in this NBA draft. And with the 9th pick in the NBA draft, the Kings selected this guy, and he's automatically going to bring that winning vibe, that culture to this team, because this guy, he was a winner. He's won at the collegiate level especially. And I mean, he's improved his game in college every single year and now in the NBA, and he's really shown that he's going to be a really solid player at the NBA level. In his senior season in college at Baylor, he averaged 14 points per game. He averaged 5.5 assists, 2 steals, 3 rebounds. He shot 64% from the free throw line. He shot 47% from the three-point line. He shot 51% from the field overall. A true shooting percentage of 61.9% as well. And if you know anything about Davion Mitchell, then you know that the one part of his game that stands out the most is his defense. And this is one aspect of his game that I can really say he has really no significant weakness on. He's a great transition defender. He's a great on-ball defender. He's a great perimeter defender. And he's going to be that type of guy who can guard the 1, possibly through 3 at a very effective level. He only stands at 6'2", and he weighs around 205 pounds. And when I see him, I look at his stature, his build. He's very similarly built to a player like Donovan Mitchell. But when you look at his defense and all that impact that he can bring to a team, it reminds me of a lot like Jrue Holiday and what he can do. His defense really is his true calling card. There's not really much I can really say about his defense because, well, this has been reported so much about him. This is the part of this game that it's really going to help him in the long run. Be one of those players that's going to he's a pesky defender. He's going to be annoying. He's going to be at you. I mean, he's been guarding guys like Cade Cunningham, and he's been locking these guys down on the defensive end of the basketball court. And Cade Cunningham stands at 6'8". This guy has been locking up guys for a very long time on this end of the basketball court, and it's going to transition into the NBA. I mean, he's just quick. He's even one of the quickest players. Like, it's his hustle. Everything about him on the defensive end is going to make him a special player in the NBA. He's definitely going to be a type of guy that can make an All-NBA first team multiple times and even possibly win Defensive Player of the Year with his potential on this end of the basketball court. I think overall he is the best defender in this NBA draft, and he only stands at 6'2", and he's doing this. Granted, he is a point guard, and this is not really going to get as much recognition as a guy if he was like a big man or something like that. But he's definitely going to show. He's going to be like a Ben Simmons type player with his impact on the defensive end, especially when it comes to the perimeter defending and things of that nature. The offensive end of this game, he's very shifty, he's explosive. He can play with the ball in his hands, and he can play with the ball without in his hands. And he uses his strength to really just get where he needs to go most of the time, especially when it comes to attacking the rim. He's a very good finisher around the rim. He uses this part of his game a lot. Even a decent playmaker. He's a very solid overall playmaker when it comes to getting his guys great looks at the rim especially, and for wide open shots. But if there's one thing I can say that he really needs to work on is improving his playmaking, especially out of the pick and roll. He's not really the best playmaker, and a lot of times he's kind of not really looking at the court. He's just mostly very headstrong at times when it comes to attacking the rim, and this causes him to make some very key turnovers and bad plays overall. And you have guys who can really take good opportunities from off of these turnovers that he makes, because there's many guys on the court that can make great plays around him. Now, especially at the NBA level, I don't see him being a primary playmaker. He's definitely going to be a guy who's going to be a secondary playmaker in the NBA. Part of his game that everybody talks about is his three-point percentage and how it went from just 28% to now 44.7%. And I'll take it for granted, he did only shoot around 64% from the free throw line. And when, just in general, overall, he's a mid 60% free throw shooter. And that definitely shows you a lot on how a player can be when he actually transitions that into the NBA. When you look at it, most great shooters are amazing free throw shooters. And for Davion Mitchell, this is going to still be a part of his game that I believe that he's going to have to work on and improve. And that is his free throw shooting and his three-point shooting. I think, yes, he did shoot 40-some% from the three-point line, but he did only attempt around 5 attempts per game. He's not really the most consistent shooter. He's a very streaky shooter anyway. And I think this is a part of his game that is still going to be in the works for him to really develop and grow at. But it's still impressive to see that he shot around 44% from the three-point line. He's also going to have to work on really just doing that and being a better playmaker overall in his offensive game. I mean, he has all the gifts and tools to be a great player, and he even shot 40% from catch and shoot opportunities. He's improved that aspect of his game as well, and even shot 43.2% of shots off dribble. And he even shot 60% from the field around the basket as well. And so when I look at his game, though, overall, on the offensive end, his game is very solid overall. He can be a guy who can average around 18 to 19 points per game. I think at best he can average around 20 a game. But when I look at his game overall, what's going to really help him in the long run is, of course, his defense. And that's the part of his game that's really going to help him be a successful player in the NBA. I can say right now, you can put a stamp on that. This guy is going to be a really good player in the NBA. He's going to be a guy who can really last a long time. And I mean, when you look at his offensive game and where he's already at, since especially him being a senior, him going into the NBA now at 22 years old, his game is going to be a lot more polished compared to his other guys who have gone out as freshmen and things of that nature. His game is a lot more polished, and he's going to be a really good player in the NBA. His game is going to transition well into the NBA. When I look at Davion Mitchell, I see a guy who has a solid offensive game. He can handle, he can shoot, he can drive in the rim. He uses his strength and his body to get where he wants. And on the defensive end, of course, his game is just on another level on this end as well. But what he's going to have to work on, of course, is his playmaking and just his ability to be just an even better three-point shooter than what he already is, because that definitely is a big if in transitioning into the NBA. But overall, I like this guy, and I like his game, and I like what he's going to bring to the Sacramento team. He's going to bring that culture of winning and that grit, that grind, that what this team needs. He's going to make them a lot better of a team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every week. Have a great day. Peace.